It the same way?
Yes, of course.
Hello and welcome to the Popcast Live. Hey, no, I'm good. It's only up from here. It's like when you start the national anthem and you're already in your falsetto. You can't go any higher.
And you're not going to be able to get those ramparts. You're not going to hit that. I'm your other host, Jamie.
I didn't even say my name, Jamie.
No,
you can't do that yet.
This is already off the rails.
It's good. It's good. I feel like it's good. We're finding it. We're off-roading and then we're back on road.
That's what's fun about it.
Like, are these officially AUAs? Can we do that?
I think we've officially branded them as AUA.
Yes, I have shifted over. Listen, it wasn't until Aaron, the Edge Moon, called them AUAs that I knew what an AMA was.
What did you think they were all those times?
I just thought they were an AMA.
Just like an amateur interview.
Yeah. I didn't know until she said.
I feel like I gave you a lifeline. I shouldn't have. I would have rather seen what road you went down on that.
I know, because then she was like, "Ask me," and I was like, "Oh, ask me anything." Oh my god, it was a nice moment of learning.
Yeah. So I'm Knox. You're Jamie.
I'm Jamie.
We've got good friend, super creative director, Aaron the Edge Moon. She's even with child. She's still here doing her job.
I know she has a brand new baby outside of her.
That's right. That's right.
Aaron, how's your baby?
Great. He's wonderful. I like him the most in my family right now.
Now we even got some questions for Aaron that I really hope that we make her answer at some point.
Yes.
Oh, we will. No, of course.
Okay, so welcome everyone. We've got a whopping 13 people watching right now.
Look, that's exciting.
That is so exciting. We're so glad y'all are here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some questions that people have asked within the Patreon feed, but if you see the live chat to your right of the video screen, if you want to ask a question or if you have snarky commentary that you want to add, please feel free to do that because we love that. So we're gonna get started, and we're gonna start with Rhiannon Everhart. I don't know if that's how you say that.
I think it is Rhiannon. Yeah.
Rhiannon. She wants to know, are there any new fall shows that you're still watching or excited about now that we're a few weeks into the fall schedule?
Okay, so for me, like if you take out shows on Netflix, like if you take out Netflix shows that have debuted because you binge them, so shows that I'm still like every week watching, the only show that I am still watching is 10 Days in the Valley. And I actually really love it.
Do you really?
I do. I was so surprised. I'd read that I read after the fact that Kira Sedgwick replaced Demi Moore in it, which I was like, praise God.
Oh my
praise
gosh.
hands for that. I know. But Kira Sedgwick is bringing a lot to the role, and it is a nice twisty-turny. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Malcolm Jamal Warner is in it.
Sure.
He's a delight. He is. And
I don't know what channel this is on. I don't know what night. I know about it, but like I haven't seen anything written about it. I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't know what night it's on. I think it's on Sunday though, because I watch it on Monday, so it must come on Sunday.
Sure.
Because I watch on Hulu. But it's only 10 episodes, and every episode is a day. And she's the showrunner of a procedural cop show, and also a documentarian. And her kid gets kidnapped.
Okay.
And so it's figuring out how to find that kid. So it's actually really good. But that's the only one for me.
I'm definitely not still watching The Deuce.
Oh,
wink,
are you
wink.
not?
Wink, wink.
How come?
Oh.
Like,
what is it about it?
It would be such a good show if they didn't have the other stuff. So it's like I can't probably.
What's the other stuff? What's the other stuff?
It's like just really aggressive Twister games. Like really graphic Twister games. But you know what I am watching, and I won't ever really talk about that on the show either, is Vice Principals. I really liked the first season. I really liked the second season. I'm a big fan of Walton Goggins and Danny McBride. So
I love Danny McBride.
God, so good. So stupid.
I am also still, I forgot one. I'm still watching Star Trek Discovery. Because I have to watch it on the CBS app. Yeah. And it's really good. Like, it's sexually disturbing me.
It's like really good? Or like, good for CBS?
That's a great question, Aaron.
Good for
because it feels like
I would put it right below Next Generation.
Okay, but like in the world.
like
not within.
That was such a nerdy answer, like in the Star Trek canon.
I know. Did Jamie freeze? That's a really great place for her to
I think she did. Oh my gosh.
Jamie, no.
I make a noise so that people could screenshot the face she's making because she's
know.
really mad about it. Aaron, have you watched The Mayor?
No, it's on my list, but I really do want to watch it.
I watched the pilot, really liked it, and then just couldn't be motivated enough to keep watching it.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
And it's not fair. I've gotten to this place with sitcoms, or I guess just comedies, half-hour comedies, that I just need to chill out on them and give them some room to run.
She's back. Are you there?
Sorry, I am.
Jamie, can you see your own, your ghost face?
I can.
Oh,
why is blonde Jamie here?
I might make that my avatar on social media.
Okay, I'm gonna try to eject old Jamie.
Old Jamie, not old Jamie. Don't call me.
Keep her here.
No.
She was
Listen,
nerding
I
out
like
on
the
Star Trek.
You were.
That's spring Jamie. This is fall Jamie.
Well, Baby Jesus did not like your talk about Star Trek, so he made you leave.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about that anymore then.
I've been watching a freight. I went through Mindhunters like a freight train.
Did you?
And I loved it.
My green light tomorrow.
Yeah.
Second of it, so wonderful. And I knew a lot about the cases because of My Favorite Murder.
See, we talked a lot about Jonathan Groff in tomorrow's episode, and how really good he is.
He's
really good.
He is
and we talked about your affection for him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's the perfect gay man.
Is he gay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't shame me about that.
No. Yes.
No, he's Leah Michelle's gay best friend.
Yeah. I guess I'm aware of that. He doesn't. I don't know. There's something weird about him that is really good, and I can't figure out what is so good because he doesn't seem really interesting or charismatic, but he is, and I don't know why. But he's really good in that role.
He's really pretty.
He's very, very pretty, and
there's that too.
Yeah, and he has a beautiful voice. Okay. Whatever. Y'all don't care about theater. Okay. So we're going to go on. We're getting some really great questions in the live chat, but I want to do these Patreon ones first. Susan Begston, Susan, are just Jamie and This American Coach Knox on permanent hiatus, or will they be back?
That's a great question.
That is a great question. We haven't even discussed it. I think they're not forever gone. Well, maybe this coach Knox is. Jamie is definitely not gone forever.
Right.
It was gone because the summer tried to kill us.
To be honest, you had a lot of budgeting issues with that show with all your overhead, Jamie. You had your writing team walked out because you were paying them too much money. They were like, "This is ridiculous."
I was having to pay royalties for the music and
the royalties really sank it. It really did.
So I don't think Just Jamie is gone forever. For sure not. I just think it's on hiatus because we launched that new show, and that's been a weird, all-consuming the Bible Binge.
Okay,
it's a new show.
Naming that felt weird.
Sorry, the Bible Binge, that is not a new show for you guys because you're getting it in Patreon, but it is in a show. We're treating it like a show. So that has been more time consuming. Look, do you know how much of the Bible I have to read to explain to you?
Gosh.
Adam and Eve, you'll know how much I had to read on Friday when we release Adam and Eve.
And I think another component was we did a survey, and not that Just Jamie and This American Coach Knox weren't at the tippy top of that survey of people's favorites, but it did make us want to prioritize other elements. People seemed to like.
Yeah. And this was one of those things that came out of it was this AUA.
Mm-hmm.
Ask us anything.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. Good job, everybody. Noelle, your ringer. Noelle. Are you guys watching Leah Remini's Scientology docuseries? Thoughts? Have you read her book? It's a favorite of mine and led to my current obsession with nonfiction regarding cults.
I'm not. Ashley has tried to get us to, and I've drug my feet on watching This Is Us, much to Ashley's chagrin, and also this show with Leah Remini.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I read the book and I loved the book, but it almost made me want to not watch the docuseries because I thought, well, I just learned everything from the book.
Hmm.
And so I now notice that it's on Hulu, or is it Netflix? It's on a streamer now, the first season. So I need to go back and try to watch it. You know, it gets so complicated when there are a million things on that air. There are like even Kira Sedgwick, about going back to Kira Sedgwick, I saw in an interview with Vulture, said, no one is watching my show. How would they even know to watch my show? ABC is not promoting it. There are too many things on TV. No one will ever find it. Like that's almost a direct quote
very hopeful
from Kira Sedgwick. Yeah, and I think it's because it's just so much.
You know, I listened to an interview with, I think is it Reza Aslan? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm in the vicinity of that name, I'm sure. He wrote the thing about like the biography of Jesus that Fox News got really upset about. He was talking about Scientology, and he predicted like in 1,000 years, if humanity's still around, that Scientology will be a very entrenched religion, and we'll look at it just as a normal religion, just like any other ones, which feels crazy to think about right now. But yeah, that's been Knox's interview listen series, like really briefly. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
I don't like the indication that humanity might not be around in 1,000 years. That's so dark.
It's not looking promising right now, Aaron.
We're in the end times. We're in the end times.
Oh, that's the truth. Okay.
That's Bible Binge episode number 8.
Good, if we make it that far. Okay. Sarah Cooper wants to know, you've already talked about 10 Days in the Valley. You give that a thumbs up.
Yes.
An A-okay. Dynasty or Last Flag Flying? Have either one of you seen this?
The Last Flag Flying is a movie though, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's Miles Teller,
yeah, it's a movie. Dynasty. Okay, so I watched the pilot of Dynasty, mainly because I do still have an affection from Jake from Melrose Place and 90210.
So
and
sad.
he is he's Mr. Carrington, like the old guy. But I did not enjoy it. It didn't feel like, it's almost like it stole away the nostalgia that I had for when I would secretly watch. Like my mom would think I was asleep on the couch when she was watching Dynasty, and I would open my eyes a little bit just so I could see the sexy times.
$500 to see that acting job, because I guarantee you Jan knew she just didn't care. She's like, it's fine.
She probably didn't care. She was like, Jamie's a lot, so I don't want to wake her.
As long as she's quiet, I don't care what she does right now.
That's probably true.
Is P. Duff's in Dynasty? This new Dynasty? Patrick Duffy?
Yes, he is. Yes.
He does.
Interesting.
Is that a thing?
It's my thing.
I'm a fan.
Can we talk about Last Flag Flying? Are we interested in Last Flag Flying?
I am not. We got a lot. That was not an uncommon question. We got that question a lot after we did our fall movie preview because people were surprised we didn't mention it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was because it just fell in that middle ground where it wasn't the winner, but it also wasn't a loser. I don't know that
it's like a empty fart noise of a movie. It's like war, death, camaraderie, tears, and like let's take the most compelling element of Miles Teller, like his mouthiness, and just make him like a boring straight man. Like that's a terrible idea.
So far it's got 71% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You know who could have played that role?
Who?
Shia LaBeouf.
No.
Why are we blackballing Shia LaBeouf?
Because he can't even play John McEnroe, and that seems pretty easy.
God, that was a bad idea from the start, wasn't it? Yikes.
Yeah.
Great. Good job, everybody.
That felt condescending.
No, I'm super proud of y'all.
That's the edge in Aaron the Edge movie.
You're right. It is the edge. Let's see what other questions we have. This one is for me. Well, it's for you guys too. But Elise Brunner, hello, Elise. And she wants to know, what am I listening to, watching while feeding the baby? Or can you not because of other kids? Well, my other kids are at school all day. So I get to watch them.
It pays to have a surprise baby.
That's true.
Your kids are older.
They're older. So I ran through Mindhunter. I watched the first season of The Good Place, and I really liked it.
You know, somebody, I can't remember who it was on Instagram today, I'm forgetting who it was, said like she liked it, but she didn't love it. But like it was endearing. And I was like, that's a perfect
Yeah,
I was like, it wasn't like whoa, but it was like, oh, this is nice, and I kind of enjoy this.
Fun. It's different. I really like Ted Danson.
Oh, so good.
I really like the guy that plays Chidi.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to like about it. I thought it was an interesting premise, and I thought it was really fun. I have a list actually because I don't want to forget what I'm supposed to be watching. But I'm supposed to be like doing like eye contact with my child to develop his brain, and I'm doing that.
Yeah. Right.
We went through every bit of Great British Bake Off. I hadn't watched it before, and I love it.
I love it so much. So good.
Amazing. And I've finished Insecure, and I loved it. It's wonderful. I love Issa Rae.
Issa and her best friend. They're everything.
Do you know Issa Rae has a Patreon?
Really?
Shut up.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, come on, get out of here.
Get out of here.
HBO show. Come on, man. What's your deal?
Do you think that means we're gonna get an HBO show? Like
Definitively not. Definitively not.
I don't know. It could happen. It could happen for y'all. And then right now I just started. I have never seen True Detective, so I'm starting.
What?
I know.
Oh, what?
That first season is gold. Don't watch that second season.
Yeah,
Look,
that's what I'm doing.
Just watch it knowing Matthew McConaughey is throwing 600 miles an hour. The whole
Look
time.
at like your face.
That just made me so happy.
Talking about Matthew McConaughey and True Detective was like
because he's
like
just
Moses coming down the mountain.
That's what it's like. It's like a 8-episode burning bush for Matthew McConaughey. It's so good. I'm so happy for you.
And then Elise also wanted to know if you guys watched the Lady Gaga doc and what your thoughts.
What do you think? Look at me. What do you think? Come on.
I watched it. Listen, and I really do love Lady Gaga. However, this felt like every other music doc I've ever seen. Like it was cliche, like, oh, let's all be standing around in a circle and pray before we go on stage. Now let's all sit in makeup. Now let's all be on the road and talk about how tired and how hard it is to be on the road. It just didn't feel like it revealed anything unique
like
to me.
Top 3 or 5 music docs?
No.
Off the top of your head?
Oh, do I have one?
Yeah. You just, from that answer, you seem very well versed in music docs. I do
watch a lot of. Listen, I'm not going to apologize for it. Justin Bieber's is one of the best I've ever seen.
So good, and Katy Perry.
I was going to say, did you?
And Katy Perry
said Katy Perry's was really good because
I did. I think I greenlit. Yeah, because her stuff about Russell Brand, and she did bring it into the doc. I'm very curious to watch Demi Lovato's because it's on YouTube. I am curious to see what hers.
It's like a little piece of your soul, good. Just like flickered off like an ash and just withered to the ground. Did you hear yourself? That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's good. Okay. Let's see. What else? Oh, Susan Bingston, that I still can't say. She wants to know, Jamie, did you ever share your skincare routine on Instagram?
No, I didn't, but I'm going to for real. Like for real. Here's why I didn't. Truly, I ran out of some product and threw them away. Like I got empties to all my vlog friends. I got empties. And then I was like, oh wait, I can't do this thing because I don't have and so my stuff arrives, no kidding, tomorrow. So from Canada, I get my skincare stuff from Canada.
Feels like a less toxic place than America right now.
That's right. And the FDA, one, they don't care how something looks. And so they don't charge you $1 million for a Dior package. And so I can get really cheap stuff from Canada, but it takes forever. So I will do it. I will. I promise.
It's like Dallas Buyers Club for you. You got to get your makeup.
No, it is exactly my Dallas Buyers Club.
This equation, are you cross-dressing Jared Leto or like really, really like super sick, skinny Matthew McConaughey?
I think we both know the answer to that.
I'm really loving all this Matthew McConaughey talk so far. Got to be honest. I'm a big
I like that there's a theme going through this.
I agree.
About that. Okay, Kelly Jo Cox wants to know, can you do a deep dive on the amazingness of happy endings? I'm rewatching them for the millionth time and I can't.
That would be a dream come true, but I don't know that we can do a deep dive.
Why not?
Oh, I mean, we can. We're the boss of us.
You just made it sound like it's impossible, like it's an impossibility.
Well, it's not impossible. Because listen, if everybody would watch it, because one of the reasons I want to do a deep dive on it is because I want to go definitively and tell everybody what order to watch it in. since you shouldn't watch it in the order that it is provided to you on Hulu.
Like never watch.
You have to watch it. Yeah, don't watch it first. Like you have to go watch episode 3 first and or whatever. And so, I mean, I would love it because I think it would be interesting to talk about where all of those people have ended up.
I think the only thing I would worry about is it not being a big enough, like, it got canceled, right? So not a ton of people watched it, but it's a great show. Like when I want to get in a certain mindset, I will watch like YouTube compilations of it to like hear the dialogue is just incredible on this show. So good.
Yeah. I wish it was still on.
Catherine, I don't know what Catherine this is, if this is show frenemy Catherine or someone else. But she wants to know, what advice do y'all have for podcasters just starting out?
I've got like Coach Knox advice, and then I've got like keeping it real Knox advice. And keeping it real,
I want to hear keeping it real.
Keeping it real Knox would be like, just don't do that. It's so.
You know what it is? I was hearing somebody the other day say, it was on a marketing podcast, and they were saying no. It was Pinch of Yum. It was Pinch of Yum. And Pinch of Yum is one of those on Instagram that does the videos of food, like 30-second videos of food. And she has like a staff of 8 and whatever.
What are you saying?
But she was
Pinch of Yum?
Oh. Yeah, Pinch of Yum.
Why did I know that? Why did I know that? I'm scared now. Like why?
I thought you were saying Pin Chef Yum. And I was like, is that an Indian name?
Pinch of Yum.
Okay, I got it now.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so one of the things she said, she was like, I had 7 years of blogging under my belt before I started this video channel of food blogging and recipe development and all this stuff. And the thing is, it's hard. It's difficult to launch. Like at the height of blogs, it was hard to launch a blog. Like you couldn't launch a blog now. Like you couldn't. I mean, you could physically.
Yeah.
And somebody would take your money for a design or whatever, but like you couldn't get page views. You couldn't make money on it. And I don't know if it was just, I do believe that there was a lot of divine intervention that worked out that I quit my podcast with Erin. And
I was about to say, I don't like the undertones that you're taking. Right?
I know. I'm sorry that Erin quit because of her second born.
I had a metaphorical boil lanced from my soul, which allowed me to pursue a different opportunity.
I know. But I met a guy at a secret social I went to tonight. I met a guy who said tonight, he was like, well, it seems like it'd be pretty easy to start a podcast, but pretty hard to be successful at one. And I went,
wisdom.
This is upsetting me. I need more whiskey. But then I remembered
because I don't want to be discouraging at all, but it's hard. Like it's just it's kind of commercialized a little bit now. So you have a lot of heavy hitters putting money in, to put on a This American Life. There's like 600 people like working on it and $1 trillion. So it's like anyone can do it, but you're fighting a lot of like really qualified, heavily produced shows.
But if you're wanting to start it for I just enjoy podcasts and I want to do one too, my biggest tips would be make a commitment to yourself of a certain amount of time you're going to do it. Be consistent. Like say, I'm going to do it weekly or I'm going to do it bi-monthly and I'm going to do it for 6 months. And don't skimp on that and be very committed to the consistency and the process of it. And then find the people in your life who will give you really harsh and critical feedback so that you can go, oh, that,
that way you'll know if you got a clinker on your hands, right?
Old clinker.
Yep.
So so I don't say don't do it. I just say if you're doing it to be like, I want to make lots of money, just know that you're going to have to work really, really hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And get a partner. It's easier with a partner.
Katie Roach asks, what does a typical Saturday night look like for each of you? And what does a typical Sunday morning look like for each of you?
Interesting. So Saturday night usually looks like get the kids to bed in 3 different acts. There's the bedtime, then there's second bedtime, and then one of them comes out for third bedtime.
What's second bedtime? They get up, but they leave the bed?
They get up for a reason, but it's to engage in a conversation. And I firmly believe they don't care about the conversation. They're just wanting to see how long they can make it go so that they're not having.
Is it because they're scared or because they're not tired?
No one is scared. Everyone is trying to ruin your life.
That's true. I think it's just a flex move. It's just them. They have very limited power and control in their lives, but this is one way where they can affect mayhem, and they know it. So they don't really know what their goal is, but they're just wanting to do something. They're just wanting to feel something.
All we want is for them to get in the bed and leave us alone.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And so
you're going to do.
Yeah.
But you're going to do all the fun adult things, and they want to know what those are, and they want to participate.
I don't know that it's even that.
It's like when Jamie came over to my house to watch Game of Thrones, and my middle child staged a diversion by just coming down the stairs naked.
She was naked. I was thinking we wouldn't see nudity that night, but we did.
We did. We saw nudity on the show and in my home.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so my Saturday night does not involve any of that. I usually try to go to an event in town, whether it's a concert or a lecture or like some event that's going on in town. And always trying, like Saturday night is usually let's try somewhere new to eat, because we have a lot of foodie stuff here. And so I'm always trying to go to like a new restaurant. And then Sunday morning, I go to church. Well, I go to church twice.
Okay.
So I go to church usually in the morning about 10:30, and I teach a class some weeks, and then other weeks I just help with the classes that are being taught by other people. And then I go to church, and then I go drink coffee, walk around Target alone, go to Aldi, and then I go to church services at 4:30. That's when I go to church.
What's the Target? Like, why is that like your moment to unpack?
That's a weird thing, Jamie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had you pegged as like a brunch kind of gal, like go somewhere a little cosmopolitan, live like a single life.
Sometimes I will meet people for brunch, like in that in between, like at 1 o'clock, but like 1 o'clock brunch. Like, no, I want to sleep in until 9:30 or 10 on Sunday.
Sure.
So
mine's a little different, Jamie. Mine's a little different. When we are able to get to church, it involves a lot of yelling and screaming.
Gosh.
Usually we're doing baths. Usually Ashley or myself or both end up yelling at one of the kids, because one of them's always just a real SHIT bird that morning. It just kind of goes down like that. And then we get to church probably late. Luckily, we do miss the shake a couple people's hands segment of the service, which I've really come to disdain. I just don't like you to force me to shake someone's hand. We'll get to it if we're going to get to it. And then, we spend most of the service feeling a little guilty about how we acted that morning. And then we end up going to lunch, probably at a regrettable chain restaurant that neither of us want to be at, but maybe in-laws, something akin to that, and then we go home, and then we do life group that night. So that's kind of a Sunday look for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
What is it about Sundays that like my children lose all their shoes? They don't have. There's no, like, it's a panic.
We have 2 giant baskets full of shoes, yet somehow it's only single shoes. There's not a matching pair to be found in this cavernous mountain of baskets of shoes. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I read all these articles by single people talking about like how much they want to be married and have kids, but then I talk to the two of you, and I just never feel those things.
Yeah, that's not unfair.
Listen, you do you, Jamie. You're not missing out on anything. You're just missing out on shoe frustration. Okay, Ginger de Brassier. I don't think that's how you say it.
I like it though. I think she does.
That's sexy.
You're welcome. That's what the Percocet will do. I'll start saying your name sexy.
It sounds very very aristocratic.
It's a dynasty name.
De Brassier.
De Brassier. Ginger wants to know, but Ginger, we've actually already answered this question in our last AMA, but she wants to know about your books that you hate. So we're going to refer you back to the first one.
Back to the first.
Spoiler: we don't answer it, so I wouldn't.
We don't answer it.
Time. Yeah.
Don't.
We're not answering it.
Yeah. Go back to your
But
martini
listen,
on like
it's
a Parisian skyscape.
But Ginger, search your soul. You know the books.
She also wants to know if either of you have pets, and if you don't, do you prefer cats, dogs, or neither?
That's a great question, Ginger. I've actually got 3. I only intended in my life to have 1 dog. His name is Ajax. He's 13. He's got what we think is a tumor on his ball sack. He's also really old. Cost us a lot of money yesterday, more than we anticipated. And then somehow
so fresh. You're really working it out, right?
Yeah, man, it's real frustrating. Real frustrating. We have a cat that has adopted us named Feisty, and it's like it's got 4 other homes, but somehow we have to feed it. And then our rabbit, Justin Thumperlake, that is just the fattest bunny and the biggest POS, but like our kids love him, so it's fine. Like it works.
That's cool.
Okay, and for all those reasons, I don't have pets.
Yeah.
Because pets are expensive and they require energy, and you have to be home and like walk them places.
Yeah.
But if I were to have a pet, it's kind of like other people like imagine their babies and name them. I would have a Scottish Terrier named Seamus.
Okay. It feels really on brand for you.
I like it.
I gotta say, you
How
are
cute would he
missing
be?
out. Like there's a richness of a emotional connection, I'll say, with your animal when at 4 a.m. they wake you up really bracingly barking because they got to go outside and pee. Like that's just a special connection you have with your animal, Jamie.
No, I am not having anybody like I'm not having a dog wake me up. I'm not having a cat like pew 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 on my face. I'm not doing that.
I'm not a cat person. Like I'll deal with dogs. I will suffer that, but like cats, I got nothing for them.
Yeah, I'm not a cat.
Cat's gonna be fine.
But why? But how?
I don't know. Cats, other than when they steal your soul, like they can like rub up against you and like
I don't want anything.
sit in your lap. Okay, well, fair enough.
Okay, Jennifer Heindel. I can't make German sound.
I don't want to give you a note, Aaron. I think if you say it confidently, I think they'll be like, oh my gosh, I think that is my name. Like I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Jennifer Heindel. What are your connections to my other favorite podcasters? For example, Sophie Hudson, Melanie Schenkel, Jamie Ivey, and Arc Stories.
Okay, so I'll start. Sophie Hudson, I met at maybe at a jewelry event, and I thought she was mean, and so I never wanted to speak to her again.
Okay.
And it's because she didn't talk to people. I did find out later that apparently she is painfully shy, and that has like struggles in.
Yeah, but that's just a real curious read. There's a difference between being shy and being like, that's a mean old Boo Radley of a person from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Not a Boo Radley, a Boo
Sophie
Mama
Hudson
of a person.
is maybe the coolest, like most low-key charming person I've ever met.
She is, and she wasn't rude. It was just like at that time in my life, I expected everyone to come up to my level of extroversion, and she did not.
Sure.
And that's fine. That's fine. And now I see her and like we have dinner occasionally. I'll have dinner with Aaron and Sophie. That I was with Sophie when I found out Aaron was pregnant. We were eating Chewies.
We saw
very magical.
Special Agent Ron Butterfield together on our dinner.
Oh my gosh, that's right. We did from the West Wing. So we're friends with Sophie, and then Arc Stories. I went to Arc Stories, went to them as just an audience member, and then I told a story several years ago, and now I actually volunteer and help with events and with their social media. And Aaron is like legit in it to win it, because like you grew up with the director.
Yeah, Taylor and I are from the same hometown, and then randomly we both moved to Birmingham, and so but yeah, I help produce the events and story coach as well.
Yes.
And we've been trying to get Knox to come tell a story, but
I would like to do that. The last time it was a problematic scheduling issue, but I'd be open to it.
I would love to have you. Yes. Yeah, that'd be good.
Everyone should encourage Knox in a kind manner in the live chat.
I'm down.
Slide into his DMs.
Don't do that.
He loves that.
Don't do that. I will ignore that. But just talk to me like a human, like engage me like a person, maybe.
Yeah.
Rachel Maggard.
Oh God, see, perfect.
No.
Maggard, I'm sure is what it is.
It's not Maggard.
Maggard.
Well, what do you want, Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie.
What's your deal, grammar police? You do the names.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. You're doing great.
Rachel Maggard says, "What are the stops for your next tour? Even if they're not set in stone, just throw some cities out there."
I like the vibe of this question. I'm not gonna lie.
It too.
Feels like an essay question from high school, and I can just kind of figure this out as I go.
I know. We've already revealed one. We're definitely coming to Schmirmingham. In March.
Right. Probably Knoxville twice, maybe 3 times. I don't know.
We'll be at Knoxville every month.
The Fallujah of the South.
Look, anyone who's familiar with Knoxville, they're like, oh, that kind of is.
I find Knoxville to be lovely.
You don't.
That one time I went, I've only been once.
You probably went to the Trader Joe's, and you were like, this is fine. I can leave now.
I know. We are very likely going back to Dallas, Fort Worth, because Dallas is our largest market. And when I say it's our largest market by 3. Yeah. Like 3 times. It's 3 times bigger than our next biggest market. Right. So we will definitely go back to Dallas. And then it is a mystery of cities. Like Chicago is a big market for us, and we would really like to go to that area. So Chicago is on the semifinalist list.
Misty maybe wants y'all to come to Atlanta.
That's definitely in the cards.
Yes, it is, because we have a lot of people there. But it's like I had a friend who, when we went to Raleigh, was like, come to Charlotte. And I was like, we were in Raleigh. Like, we were 2 hours away. So if for any reason we don't come to Atlanta, we were in Birmingham. Like, it's 2 hours away. It's a delightful city. But we can't get to everywhere. And so we want to try to spread out. But we've talked about the West Coast. We had such a good experience on the West Coast this summer. And so, but it's complicated.
It's expensive too.
It's expensive. That was our most expensive trip for us to take, because Erin was so pregnant. She took up 3 seats.
That is why it was expensive. You're right.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I know. So those are the tentative plans. Probably our goal is probably 4 cities. No summer tour.
No.
We've done that.
No.
We've done that. We won't do that again.
Why primarily?
Because I wanted
it's the heat. It's the heat.
We don't like each other in the summer.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
We're so hot, we're so sweaty. There are tornadoes everywhere we go.
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's too much.
Rachel Maggard also wants to know, if you had to move to the North and be a Big Ten fan, where would you move to, and who would be your team?
Oh, that is really a great question. Wow.
I'm going to look up who's in the Big Ten real quick.
I haven't seen Rachel on the chat, so I don't even know if she's here. Rachel, are you here?
Man, it's such a good question that I don't love that I'm like answering off the cuff like this. It's not Ohio State, because they are super obnoxious and annoying. I feel like my gut would say,
such a good band. They have such a good band.
Cool. I would like you would think it's going to be Michigan, but it's not, because I feel like they're very pretend. They're like the Alabama of the North. Like, they're so proud of being Michigan fans. Oh man, I kind of want to say Wisconsin. I kind of do. Are
they the Badgers?
They are. I like how they go. I like their fans. Camp Randall seems really fun. They just look like a bunch of corn-fed dudes who like to run the football, and I like that. I like that vibe.
Is Notre Dame in Big Ten?
In some sports they are, but not in football.
Oh, okay. I picked Northwestern because I want to live near Chicago.
I'm sorry, they're in ACC in some sports, not the Big Ten, but definitely in football. Yeah.
Northwestern. I can
see you really liking Pat Fitzgerald, their football coach. If you want to Google him, give yourself a little snack for later. Like, you're gonna like his style.
What's his name?
Pat Fitzgerald.
Pat Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
What is she gonna like about him?
He's just real rugged, real. I'm not saying he pushes anybody around, except for opponents, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's certainly in his purview.
Hi, Pat.
You nailed it, Knox. Good job. Okay, Sandy Bomber I think Sandy's already asked a question. Can Jamie tell us what her secret social was about this evening? From her Instagram story, she looked like she was walking into prison.
Whoa.
Wow, that was downtown Birmingham on 2nd Avenue. That's fine. One of our nicer parts, but whatever. I think we can tell them. Can't we tell them?
Yeah,
you think we can tell them?
And politely ask them to not say anything until.
Okay, so we're gonna tell you. We're gonna tell you, but you can't.
Be cool.
Be cool, you guys. Come on.
Be cool, you guys. But we're getting to do another TED Talk for Birmingham at their TED event in March. And tonight was a social for all of the speakers to meet each other. And I went and represented the Popcast. And I did a great job.
Yeah.
We know that you did.
I am very social.
Can we say what we're getting to do? Or is that too soon?
Too soon.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I mean like the style.
Oh, yeah. No, you can tell them. Yeah.
Because it's okay. It's not like that cool. Like I was just asking. Like, it was just a question. Like
because we're not going to have to do what we did last time.
Yeah, because like last time it was a lot of
tears.
Hi, we are, and like it was tough. It was hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
A lot of dramatic moments outside a dumpster for not me, but someone else in this equation. But we get to do more probably.
At a dumpster? That is dark.
There was a janitor and he was like, Miss, are you okay, Miss? I'm like, yeah, she's just working it out, man. Like, just let her go.
I cried at a Holiday Inn Express, and I cried at a dumpster.
That's right. Jason Waterfalls met us at the Holiday Inn Express. Jamie had a drink, and she was like, now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go weep for about 90 minutes. We're like, okay, you go do that. And she did. It went great.
It was so stressful.
We're getting to do something that's more in line with what we do on a week-to-week basis, which will be revealed at a later date, but we're excited about it.
Yeah.
Everyone in the live chat is very excited for y'all.
Nice.
Yay!
Okay, I'm going to go back into the live chat because we're out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have one more question from Patreon, and then I'm going to go to the live chat.
Okay.
This is a very special question from someone very special, Miss Jody McCoy.
Oh, boy.
She has asked us to ask Knox if his mom likes Kevin Probably Saves the World.
Listen, maybe have you seen Kevin Probably Saves the World? I haven't watched it yet.
I watched the pilot.
All right, we got back from a family vacation, which my mom was so evangelical about this show. Like, I've never heard her like be so enthusiastic about something before in my life, and I still haven't watched it. But I told her, I was like, I don't think the reviews are that good, and she got really sad about it.
She got upset.
I told her I'd watch it and give it my objective view, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I watched the pilot, and JM is correct. It's a cute, good show. I do not think it will make it a full season.
What channel is it on? Do you know?
It's on CBS.
Not a great sign. Not a great sign. Okay.
But Jason Ritter he's so talented. He really is so gifted in this show.
I feel like he hasn't found his right thing yet. But like he finds that he's going to be really good in it.
Yeah.
And Mom, I need to text you later. I need a baby photo of myself for the TED Talk that we're talking about. I'll text you off air.
Put it on your list, Jody. Okay, back to the live chat. Kristen Canalora, what would have been green and red lights for high school Knox and Jamie? Such a great question.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Well, you go ahead because I don't. I have a.
Well, because you care a bit more about this than I do.
No,
I mean,
it's
like,
not that. It's honestly that was like the dark ages for me because I was so busy with extracurriculars, etc., that I didn't consume a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, I was not busy with sports and other things. And so I had plenty of time to watch television. Listen, I was obsessed with, like, my green light would have been New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
Not for any other reason than I loved them. My green light would have been like Miami Sound Machine, like Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine.
Okay. I'm really getting a sense of the posters on your wall.
Horrible bus accident, and they had to put a rod in her back.
Yes. And I was like, and then she came back and she sang that song. Remember when
she
sang that song?
She like was so still.
Oh my God.
So amazing.
Because of the aforementioned rod.
Because of the rod. Yeah.
Right.
I green light 90210. Like I was obsessed with 90210.
That's our Venn diagram right there, because
yes,
I was watching reruns of 90210 and I was watching first runs of Dawson's Creek.
Oh my gosh. We had Dawson's Night.
Oh, see, like it wasn't like out of choice. It was like I was usually doing homework, so I was kind of watching out of the corner of my eye, and that's just when it happened to be on. But I was very, very invested in that television program.
Gosh.
Yeah, my red lights would have been like stupid humor. Like I didn't like Dumb and Dumber. I didn't like bodily function humor.
Okay.
I still don't really.
Okay.
Or like grotesque humor. Like except I will say this. Mox's green light this week is American Vandal, and I consumed it. I binged it completely.
When?
And I was like,
we just recorded yesterday.
I know, I did it today. And I was
gosh.
like, oh my gosh, how many times can I laugh at dick jokes?
It's
That's
so
all
funny,
they're
isn't
telling.
it? Like it's so stupidly funny. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And yeah, so it's a great green light, by the way.
Did you guys? Do you guys? Are you familiar with the band, the Christian? I guess I'm gonna call them a rock band. I'm gonna do it. POD. That was a big.
Oh my
favorite.
gosh!
Yeah.
Yes.
Payable on
Death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Payable on Death, Southtown. Did I listen to it on the way here? I might have done it.
Oh my
Might have
god!
done
Oh
it.
my gosh.
So
That
good.
was another thing is I wasn't allowed to listen, not allowed. I had burned my CDs, but it made me really sad because I really loved secular music. But I felt like my youth group was telling me to get rid of all of that.
I feel like we could do such a dive on so you were one of the kids in youth group who chose to burn symbolically your secular music. I was one of the ones who was like, I'm here, I'm listening to what you're saying. I just am not going to do that.
I'm never going to do it. I'm
Don't
going to
agree
hide
with
them in the back
I know.
of my CD book.
This Garth Brooks live double album is just too important to me. I'm sorry, I'm not going to burn it. That's crazy.
I'm never going to get rid of Jagged Little Pill, and I am never going to get rid of my Jewel CDs. Never.
Do you know what? You know what was my secret cassette tape that I kept?
What?
Was Cyndi Lauper.
That feels right.
Because it was the first one I ever owned. It was the first one I ever owned, and I was like, I can't get rid of this. It's too important.
Yeah, it means a lot.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was great. Good question, Kristen.
Yeah.
Okay, we have about
good.
10 minutes left, so we're gonna do.
You want to do rapid fire, like quick answers?
Yes.
I'm saying that to
lightning
myself,
round.
mainly.
Have you watched the new Will and Grace?
Yes.
You pointing at me or Jamie?
Either of you.
No.
Yes, and I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, but I am here for it. I love it, and they look so good. I want to know
feels like
what
it's
they're
from a
drinking.
different time, doesn't it? Like the sitcom, the 3 camera. It just feels really weird.
Oh yeah, no, it does. It does. So it's just nostalgia. It's the same reason that people like Fuller House. It's just a nice callback.
Good. Misty, yes, I think you should give Mindhunter another try because it is so good. Okay, Dawn Stump, which I love your name, whose bright idea was it to push this back to 10 p.m. Eastern? It is way past this old person's bedtime. I must love you to still be up, and a lot of people agreed with that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I also agree with that.
I know. We won't do it this late again. Part of it was we were trying to honor our West Coast friends who, for them, it's not even 8. And so we were trying to do it a little later so that they could be home from work or whatever. But we also had the secret social. And so I had to go to that. So I ran in arms a flailing so I could do this.
Good.
But we'll push it back.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I lost my place. Have any of you watched Westworld? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I watched Westworld.
Yeah,
I've done
I
that.
watched Westworld, and I
watched Westworld.
I watched it, and it was kind of like visual melatonin, but I did enjoy it.
Yes,
I did enjoy it. Fell asleep a lot. Yeah,
good. Okay. No, go ahead.
No, she wants to talk about naked Tandy Newton. I can tell she's got that look on her face.
Listen, Tandy Newton. I just
you go Thandy. You go Thandy. I go for
that's her name.
I think it's Tandy.
I'm historically bad with names, so I am not going to pass judgment. I'm just always interested in the different. I feel, I don't know. That just feels hard. Thandy. That feels like a Sandy with a lisp. You know, Tandy feels more like regal.
We don't know her mom. We don't know what the situation was.
We don't. I hope her mom watched.
But nonetheless, I loved her. She made me fall in love with her by the end of that show.
Great. Caitlin Witten wants to see Jamie and myself sass Knox again about not having seen Wonder Woman. So Knox,
there's a lot of pressure on Wonder Woman. I've got secret people texting me being like, "Don't do it. It sucks. It's terrible." I've got you guys who are like, "It's the greatest movie that mankind could ever." Like we've passed the great filter having made this movie.
No, it's not the best movie, but it is a quality, well done, well executed concept, script, acting, all around. It is a winner. I loved it. I don't understand.
Need everyone to calm down about this movie and let me watch it on my own terms.
Okay.
Well, I don't understand the guy who hosts a pop culture podcast didn't see the #1 grossing film of 2017. I just don't understand why I haven't seen it.
That's hilarious coming from someone who refused to watch the highest rated television show in the world history.
Quick question, Jimmy Golden. Where are you at on the Harry Potter series, por favor? You knocking that one out? Huh?
Listen.
Huh? Ridiculous.
Listen, I saw.
Knife cuts both ways, doesn't it?
We all know that Jamie lives her life by a double standard.
That's exactly right.
He is double standard Debbie. Dawn, thank you for saying your kind words. I appreciate that. Katie McKay wants to know, do y'all have any sort of legal-ish workarounds for using the streaming apps on airplanes?
Interesting.
I don't have that. I don't know. Any sort of workarounds for using streaming apps on airplanes? Download stuff from Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix lets you download. Not everything, but like 90% of the stuff. You can just download. Listen, Katie, this is on you. You've had too many children. You have 5 children. This is on you, Katie.
But they're so cute.
They're so cute.
Tara, our dear Tara, says that Ted Danson is a deal breaker for her husband. Should we force him to watch The Good Place anyway?
He's a bad. I'm befuddled by this.
He doesn't. I think that Dave does not like Ted Danson.
Well, I'm so interested in why.
I think Ted Danson is to Good Place as Alec Baldwin is to 30 Rock. For me, Alec Baldwin was always a deal breaker. But then when I saw him in that role, I went, "Oh, I do like you." Like in this role. But I think Ted Danson in this role.
There's circumstantial evidence to condemn Alec Baldwin. What did Ted Danson do to anybody? I don't think he's done anything.
Everything that he did after Cheers and before The Good Place.
His hair is amazing.
He's just trying to wash that Sam off him. And it just takes a while, give the man some room.
It took 40 years. So that's fine.
Julie wants to know y'all's thoughts about Outlander.
I don't care. Like really.
Julie, are you watching it right now?
It's very sexy time.
Did you see this? Did you see this week's episode?
Oh man.
It was very.
How you doing? This is listen, I'm here for Sam and I'm here for Kate.
I see pictures and I see like write-ups and like synopsises of like the episodes, and it either looks like they're fighting in a field or like they're having sexy time in like a dungeon room.
An old bookshop.
Yeah,
well,
man. What is
you've seen it. You've seen the show. Look, I will say Outlander, the book series, is it's really good, but it is a lot of reading. I think it's at 9 books now. It's too many.
Guys, come on.
Gosh.
Tape it up.
Yeah.
Let's end this. Okay. Amelia thinks that Knox and I should do a parenting Patreon special. I think that's from how annoyed we were that our children kept talking to us. Okay. Somebody also wants to know what's in your cup, Knox, because you're spitting the truth.
What's in your cup, Knox?
Listen, it's
drinking?
Coca-Cola Classic.
Mm-hmm.
You want to pour you wanted a pour shot? I can do a
pour. Do you pour anything else in it?
Yeah, there's a mix.
You know what, Aaron? The only thing I'm pouring is enthusiasm. It's
so
enthusiasm and appreciation for our Patreon people.
Okay, good.
I'm drinking Burger King.
God, really? Burger King. You are like really humping it for Burger King.
Y'all, you'll see in tomorrow's episode. Burger King.
Okay. Missy Man, have y'all watched Liar? I keep seeing commercials for it and I'm curious.
Liar. I don't even know what that is. I'm trying to like think like who could be in that show. I feel like it's Dylan McDermott, and he's
Just making this up.
he's like a military lawyer, but he has so much sex, like you wouldn't even believe all the sex he has. And he defends people who are really terrible people, but he always gets them off. Like that's his thing.
In what way?
No, you know, listen, everything got different when I knew my mom was watching. So like, I'll leave it there, Aaron.
Okay. So Liar stars you almost had it right. It's the guy from Fantastic Four, Ian Gufford.
Okay.
And then the Downton Abbey star, Joanne Froggatt.
Oh.
It has 65% on Rotten Tomatoes. So alas, no.
Which show do you prefer? The one I pitched you or the one that you just read about?
No, I want that show that you pitched.
Yeah, I think it was a good one.
I would watch that.
Okay. Let's see. There's a couple more. Jamie, did you have to watch Hell's Bells in youth group?
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is a callback. Wow. I watched, listen, if it was a movie that came out that Lifeway sold, we watched it. Like that's what we did on Wednesday nights. God, I've seen all this because I went to D-Nows and I taught D-Nows my senior year of high school, and I went to 13 D-Nows in 1 year.
Why? Why did you do that?
Because so many.
Because they were paying me $50 and I got so many t-shirts.
And a t-shirt.
And those t-shirts, y'all. And that said,
stick of beef jerky from the snack room.
Yes, and it said get right or gift left. Get right or gift left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are the D-Nows, is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Or is that Friday? So I'm going to give you 12 hours. So congratulations. You made like $2.50 an hour. What is your deal, Jamie? Like, why would you do that? Why would you go to 13 Disciple Nows? That's crazy.
I know, it's too many. It's too many.
Okay. We're done. It's 10 o'clock.
Okay. That was very anticlimactic. Like that was very like boom.
I want to end on Caitlin Witten's comment because I feel like it needs to be y'all's new Twitter bio. She was the one who asked for us to drag Knox about Wonder Woman.
Okay.
She said, I feel like a kid who got exactly what they asked for on Christmas after watching the Wonder Woman moment. You guys are like the very shallow Make-A-Wish people of my heart.
Wow.
That's so good.
I'm trying to make myself be offended, but I'm not.
Patreon people. That's amazing.
We're the shallow Make-A-Wish people of everyone's heart.
I love it. We're JV Make-A-Wish. Like we're not going to get you to Disney World, but we'll get you to Poughkeepsie or something.
Yeah. Well, great job, everybody. Thank you
guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Tell your friends how amazing this is. How we're the Make-A-Wish, the shallow Make-A-Wish people.
And all the secrets we told you secrets. We gave you secrets.
That's right.
It's true. So thank y'all for joining us this evening, and we'll see you next month.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye, friends. I can't find my mouse to turn it off.
Your mouse?
This is not great. Oh, there it is. Okay. Bye.